friends. Hello, happy Sunday. Thank you for joining me. We did not record yesterday. This is a Hive Magic card a day, page a day, either a challenge or you're just hanging out with me and enjoying the story and getting the messages that you need from the cards. Today, since it's Sunday and we didn't do anything yesterday, I thought I would just spend a little bit more time with you. I've got this really good smelling candle. It smells so good. It's apple, pumpkin, Macintosh, apple, brown sugar, and vanilla. If I could get inside there, I would and sit in there. I've got the hot chocolate with a bunch of marshmallows. They're starting to melt. I'm trying to catch them. And it's really sunny, but it's really cold out. So just trying to stay warm. Since it's Sunday today, I don't know what you guys are doing on Sundays. Typically it's my regroup for the week ahead. Try to rest up the physical body a little bit because I did a lot of moving about last week. And then just plan for the week ahead, maybe what shows we're gonna do, what other projects I'm going to work on. A couple of things I found, I think I'll just share a couple of things I found before I get into the cards and the story. A couple of things I found. I was recommended, Spirit recommended, so this channel to me, I really like her. It's called Diane in Denmark. She follows the Fly Lady system for those of you that try to get organized around your household chores, because it's me, myself, and I here doing it. So I have to stay organized in a way that doesn't burn me out physically, because I have a lot of different things going on. So this Fly Lady system, Diane's really fun to help introduce it. She has 5 years back videos on all of this. And she can be your cheerleader. So I'm working with that Fly Lady system to just help keep my house in order, so that I'm not, my house is very organized and very tidy and clean, but I can tend to over focus and spend hours cleaning a particular thing when really there's certain other areas that need to be focused on. So that is helping me get organized there and use my energy more wisely. And then the other thing she brought in that was really fun too is Dressing Your Truth. And so there's a whole free, if you look up Dressing Your Truth, there's a whole free quiz and a whole beginner's guide that's free on finding which energy type you are and how to dress in the colors and makeup and hairstyle and all that fit your energy type level. So if any of you are familiar with Dressing Your Truth, I am a type 2. From looking at, and there's different color palettes and stuff that go with that. And I wish they would do one for men too. It seems very geared towards women, but I think if you are a guy watching, you could just watch it, do the quiz and all that, and watch some of the videos that pertain to you and kind of get a good idea of Dressing Your Truth for men. But I always thought, once I saw the color palette, I thought I was a type 1, which is very bright and very high energy. But when I listened to the people, they bring in different people that talk about their the type, I'm a type 1 and this is the characteristics of a type 1. When I heard the characteristics of a type 1, I'm like, oh no, that's not me. That's way too way too high energy. So I found out I was a type 2, and it's very kind of freeing, I guess, because the type 2 is a lower energy level. Not that we don't do things, but we do things in a different way. So I just thought it was very interesting. So if any of you are familiar with the Dressing Your Truth system, maybe comment what type you are, or go take the quiz and come back tomorrow's video and comment what type you are. And maybe you'll get an aha moment, because it sounds like from the people that have done this little quiz and the beginner's guide thing before that, and I'm not affiliated with these people in any way, I just find this very interesting, but they always thought they were a certain type, and they found out from going through the quiz and the information that's there that they were a different type, and it kind of opened up a whole new world to them in terms of your energy level, how you show up in the world, and the whole dressing and looking your best based on your type, your energy type. So it was really fun. All right. And then the other thing I'm doing is I went to the library. Like, I'm not already reading enough books. I'm writing books. And I was like reading books because I always, like, when I was younger, one of the things I always wanted to be was a librarian. And who knew that they had to have so many like qualifications. But so I always love to be surrounded by books, hence why I'm writing books. But I went to the library the other day to use their computer for something. And I was walking around and they have this is a really great library. They have the whole library like themed out for Halloween, all the Halloween books up and everything. And I got more books. Like, I'm not already reading that Witch's Bane. Remember the book I told y'all about before with the set in the Texas Hill Country? And it's okay. It's an okay read. It's like nothing, it's nothing spectacular. And then I saw this one, and I've seen this one a couple of times. So I like to read easy reads. Like Nancy Drew's were like my favorite when I was younger. I would just, because you could read a Nancy Drew like in one day, a Nancy Drew mystery or Hardy Boys. So I picked up Halloween Murder, and it's about this lady. It's a Melanie Travis canine mystery, and so she solves mysteries along with her standard poodle Faith. So I'm breezing through that one. And I like, you guys are gonna laugh at me. So I got like large print, and not because I can't see the small print, but there's something about the large print books that's really fun. Maybe it reminds me of like being a kid or whatever and reading those books with like really big letters. But so I'm reading this one, and the guy laughed at me. The librarian laughed at me because I told him, do you have any young adult books that are large print? And he's like, no, it's kind of a, what is it? Like a juxtaposition, right? Because young people typically, most should not need a large print book. But I was like, I'm going to start printing my books in large print. I don't know what genre we fit into. We're our own genre here at TLC for the Soul. Okay, so since we didn't record yesterday, so I did write yesterday. So if you're doing a page a day or you're working on this project with me, the story challenge or the writing or the project challenge is helping yourself get organized. I wrote yesterday, but I didn't film because I ran out of time. I was running around doing a bunch of errands, and then by the time I thought about it, I was like, oh, I'm too tired to film. So so we have 2 cards today and 2 little chapters. So I want to show you the cards. So yesterday's card. So just take this for today. So you can take this as the messages from the cards. We're going to read the short chapters here, and you can get additional messages for yourself from those. You can just get motivated by how far along we are in the story. I think we're on chapter 5 or 6 now. I don't know, maybe this will inspire you to pick up the pencil or the pen and start writing or drawing or creating something along with me. Okay, so this is the first card. There was a buzz about the hive this night, Tara thought, as she lifted out the honeycomb for harvesting. The bees knew something was coming, even if Tara couldn't see it yet. And then the other card that goes along, somehow these 2 chapters kind of work together. The other card is abundance is a state of mind. And we've got all the flowers and the bee, and he's like, nom, 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 I'm going to go pollinate all these flowers. And let's just read the chapters. So when we left off, if you're following the story part of just following the story, we left off with Ben going to Zachary's house to give him some gifts, and Zachary apparently going sailing in the middle of what looked to be an incoming storm coming in off of the bay. And Ben realizing, well, there's nothing I can do to control this situation. Just say a prayer and ask for Zachary's safety and kind of let it go. And then he was out to talk to Edwina and get back home before the storm rolled in. So now we're on chapter 5, which goes along with the first card. When it's cloudy, make lemonade. Tara went home from her day at the pub. She spent a few hours each day cleaning up around her father's pub, the Golden Hours. He needed the help after his last wife, Mrs. Penny Wilmington, had left him for that cute guy who came around and delivered the coffee beans. Thomas Larkin helped the townsfolk of Tessalock and Rockaway Point each month by hosting a big town swap. Everyone could bring their items to the Golden Hours. laugh a little with their neighbors, drink pints on the house, and leave with a new-to-them sweater, bauble, or household item. Tara had been helping clean the pub from top to bottom so that it was shiny and welcoming for this month's swap on Saturday night. She was tired, but not too tired to check in on her own hives. Thomas had built Tara the boxes himself and had even helped her source the bees that made up the small hive in her backyard. She took her lantern and went to check. There seemed to be quite the buzzing about before she even pulled out the trays and looked inside. There was a strong wind blowing in off the bay, but Tara's little house was nestled nicely on Big Lantern Way, and the trees from the great pine woods helped block much of the wind. But if the activity she saw inside was any indication of what was coming, Tara felt her nerves prickle. It wasn't just the storm she felt as she tapped into her inner guidance system. Something strange was happening in Tessa Lock tonight, and she had no power of her own to stop it. Although prayers and meditation wouldn't hurt, Tara closed the hive and went inside, taking her meditation cushion and placing it in the center of her cozy living area. She stoked the fire, and sitting gently down on her cushion, she began to say a prayer. And then the card that goes with the abundance card is chapter 6, walkie-talkie, or the chapter that goes with the abundance card. Walkie-talkie. Ben could hear something in his mind. It sounded like a voice, but not one he had heard before. It wasn't his guides. They sounded different, coming in more from the top of his head and then around him like gentle friends in his ear. This voice sounded like a woman's, and it was gentle and kind. The voice sounded like it was praying for help and guidance, and then it seemed to speak directly to him. "All is well, and you are safe," the woman's voice said around the edges of Ben's mind and heart. "I can hear you too." Ben shook the cobwebs away, but he knew this was no one trying to play in his mind. This wasn't the ghost of friends past or angels on high. This was his beloved. Ben tried to answer back in his mind, but he wasn't sure if his answer would get through. He didn't want to overthink it. He had spoken about these encounters with his energy healer, Bernice Two Feathers. She had patted Ben gently on the arm, and in her old wise way said, "Something really good is coming for you now. Get ready, Ben." All right, guys. That's all I have for this happy Sunday. So I hope to see you again tomorrow, and have a beautiful, relaxing, recharging rest of your day. Take care.